And David, you work with Communities United Against Police Brutality, yes?
Yes, that's right. And I'm standing in today for Michelle Gross, who wasn't feeling too well.
She wasn't feeling too great. I want you to tell us what is the function of City Council, and what is the history you know of City Council, and how they failed or they've succeeded?
Yeah. Well, the City Council has failed absolutely when it comes to police accountability. They have had years and years to do something, and all they do is point fingers at why they can't do anything. They'll point fingers, they'll whine and moan about the police contract. For 3 years they'll complain about it, and every 3 years they unanimously approve the same language. So they, 8 years ago, created what they called civilian review. It's not civilian at all. The Office of Police Conduct Review. They created this. It was designed to fail, and it has failed more spectacularly than anybody could have imagined. If you go down to file a complaint with this body, you know, go down, tell your story, sign your name, the whole shot. That complaint has less than 1 chance in 200 of leading to any discipline of a police officer.
That is bullshit!
It's bullshit. And they know it darn well. It was controversial when it was planned. They had community meetings. The opposition was unanimous at every community meeting. Not just there's problems, but throw this thing out, it has no merit. So the City Council passed it. They said, well, we'll look at it again in a year. Star Tribune had a headline right on top of the full, front page, 439 complaints, 0 discipline.
That is insane.
That did not look so good, right?
No.
So they held their meeting and they considered it and they said, we should wait another year. It's really too soon to tell. And you know what? It's been 7 years from that. And they have never put it on their agenda since then. Not once. We've been bringing these statistics to them every year. Now it's over 3,000 complaints that have been filed with this body. 350 of them since George Floyd was killed, incidentally. Of those 350, by June 29th, 91 of them had already been closed without discipline. So this is where complaints go to disappear. And they could do something about that. They had the power to put it in place. They have just as much power to get rid of it.
That's right.
First we abolished the OPCR. Then we abolished the City Council. How about that?
What's the OPCR?
Office of Police Conduct Review.
Okay, well you just explained.
Right.
And then we abolished the City Council, you just said?
Well, I wish we could do that. But somebody else is going to take their place. And at this point, whenever they talk about their charter amendment and abolishing the police, they damn well know that something else is going to take its place. It's merely a power grab.
That's it.
Do we want the mayor to be in control of the police? Hell no! Do we want the City Council to be in control of the police? How about, do we want the people to be in control of the police? That's what it's about. And this is controversial, and a lot of people on goodwill have landed on both sides of this issue. So I don't want to question anybody's motives. But it's been a beautiful thing at the hearings on this charter thing, that despite what position people take, everybody hates the Minneapolis police. Yeah. Everybody hates the Minneapolis police. It's not everybody in this city, but of the people who have been showing up, we have a groundswell of opposition. And we don't need to rely on the City Council. They're not the ones for us to trust.
That's right.
It's got to be initiated with Nikima. What did you say? That it's the initiation of the initiative of the people.
Yes.
That's the power.
It's always been the people.
And that's absolutely true, and what's got to be true. This charter amendment, I think it's dividing the community.
It is.
I think it was designed to divide the community. We need to move forward together with our own power and not rely on the city council, who are not our friends.
And they're not competent.
Right. For years they're not our friends, and Nakeem is right. They're not competent. Or if they are competent, it's even worse. Because they worded a charter amendment that wouldn't even work if you're out to abolish the police. It doesn't do that. What it does is put the police underneath another layer of another department, then reporting to 6 city council members in a committee, and then to the whole council of 13. That is many layers of accountability down. It's worse than what we have right now, and that's pretty damn bad.
It's a disaster.
So, they have also either forgotten or conveniently forgotten that when they crossed out the section that says the mayor has authority over the discipline of the police, they forgot to put in a new section saying who now would have authority over the discipline of the police.
That's a great question.
Yeah. This doesn't do what it's intended to do by the people who have found hope and found, you know, people want something to happen, and we really understand that. But this is not the thing to do. We need to move forward in solidarity.
David, I have a question for you before I turn it on to the audience. Is the function of the city council already crooked? There's no way to make it straight. There's no way to put people in the places of these council members to make it work? Or is there a way we could, if somebody were to replace Lisa Bender, hey, maybe we can get some work done? Or is it already broken from the start?
It's broken. It's broken in the sense of, you know, it isn't broken. It was intended to work this way. But, you know, it is broken because we've had many people elected to the city council who have had a platform of police reform. And look what we've got over and over again. I think it's, you know, the idea we can vote in people who are going to do the job for us is not working.
That's right.
It's not working, and it's not going to work again. We have to see the city council for what it is. And you know, this city, it's a liberal democratic city, right? There's other cities that aren't so much. But every city in this country is run by the same people. It's the big developers, it's the downtown council, it's the Chamber of Commerce, it's the big banks, it's Target Corporation, whatever else it is. That is the basic problem here, and the city council works for them because they know they have to work for them. People have asked me many times, why hasn't there been any change? Why don't they do anything? Well, the status quo is very comfortable for a lot of people. And for a very small number of people, the status quo is extremely profitable.
Right.
And that is the power we have to fight, and that's the power that unfortunately the city council represents and will probably continue to represent until we make damn sure that we control the police, not the council or the mayor.
Would you say that the status quo here in Minneapolis is basically white people that they're profiting for?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You know, I mean, one of the things I see is they talk about race equity downtown all the time, right? Everything they've got race equity, community action committee, and it's this and that and the other thing. We've got a city where the city council and the developers want the population here to grow from 400,000 to 500,000. Now there'd be an easy way to grow that population. We could repopulate the north side with people who've moved to Brooklyn Center and Robbinsdale.
That's a great idea.
But do you think that's the people they want here in the city? They want rich single people living in high rises, and that's who they work for. And when you want one thing and not another thing, you incentivize what you want, you disincentivize what you don't want. And what they don't want is a lot of black folks in town, a lot of people who might give them some trouble of what they're trying to do here. What they do want is rich people. And as long as you have that basic goal, racial equity is absolutely window dressing and just words to them.
That is so
Thank you,
true.
Dave. Thank you.